How you feeling, man?
Pretty lucky.
Say what?
I'm fine. I'm pretty fine.
What?
Yeah, I'm good.
How are you?
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Thank You for Collecting, episode number 6. Kind of wild that we're already on 6 episodes. I'm your host, Marco G, aka Brown Leader. Got a new nickname. And I'm joined here by my co-host, Ty, Uncommon, definitely uncanny flex. Ty, what's going on?
Hello everybody. Welcome, Jose.
Nice to see you, man.
There we go. We won't bury the lead. We have Jose Plus today as well. Jose,
Exactly.
what's going on with you, bro?
Good, man. I'm glad to be here. Like I said, I'm a fan of the show, man. So I'm glad I got the invite to join you guys.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's going to be a good time today. And on the ever rotating third chair, I'm taking that from another podcast I used to listen to. But yeah, we've had a lot of great guests. So Jose is just adding to that list. Guys, today we're going to have a little bit of figure talk, a little bit of talk about our mental health and some welfare checks, and just have a good, dumb, fun time.
Hell yeah.
With that, I do want to start with our normal segment, and that is, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, please.
Hey, how you doing?
So we're going to get right on into it. That's right. So Ty, I'm going to ask you, how you doing?
You know, I'm doing all right.
You sound very convinced.
Yeah, not too bad. Like I was just scanning in my brain, like, wait, am I all right? I think I'm okay. And yeah, I mean, like this week, I made some progress with some projects, and I mean, I just got a little ticked off at what we were talking about with the Batman Begins cape, but no big deal there. You know, we'll get that straightened out.
Ty's secret is he's always angry.
That is my secret. I'm always angry. Always. See, we need to cue like a Hulk midnight right now. But other than that, yeah, you know, I'm good. I'm good. I can't really complain. I don't think. Been working out this week, so with my son. So that's definitely helped. I've seen some helpful videos on the YouTubes, and so yeah, this is all right. That's all right.
So are you using YouTube as your trainer? Basically, you look up workouts on YouTube and then copy those with your son.
Well, that, but also I use the Apple Apple Fitness. I forgot what the name was for a second. Yeah, I re-up my subscription and tried some new stuff, and you know they have a lot of stuff like you know, different categories, and it's pretty well laid out, except why is it that you have to scroll all the way down to the bottom to get to your workouts that you've saved? That's poor. That's
counterintuitive.
You know, I used to work for Apple, and it's all about like, you know, customer experience. That's bad, Apple. That's bad. But other than that,
want you to try new things, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of a
no. All the way at the bottom, dude. All the way at the bottom.
Yeah.
But anyway, that and I watched. I even sent you a link for like a helpful ADHD video that I thought was pretty good.
It was Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah, yeah.
And he put it
so simply because he has it and what his life is like, and that's exactly me. So like, I don't know if you watched it or not, but if I start going off on a tangent, just like snap your fingers, like, hey, where are you going? You know, come on back here, because I do that. So just bring me on back.
Yeah. I liked when he said, you know, people may think I'm disinterested, but my mind is just, you know, in a different place. And it, like you said, people that know him have to be like, hey, Trevor, come back to us. Come back. We're talking about this.
That's exactly what it's like. Because so many people are like, well, I can see you're kind of bored in what I'm talking about. Like, no, that's not it. That's not it. It's just you said something that triggered something else in my brain, and my mind just started going down that path. But like, I want to hear
thinking
what
about
you're
Deadpool's ass all of a sudden.
I'm dead. Exactly. Like you said something about Deadpool. I'm like, you know, that thing with Deadpool's ass, that is something. Deadpool's ass. Deadpool's ass. What about Wolverine's ass? They don't talk about his ass. And I get all the way off. I will go there.
Wow, you will get off.
I will get off.
Ass. Wow.
I will get off on Deadpool's ass.
Holy shit, we're already off the rails, and I love it. Ty, I do want to get to Jose. I do want to check in with the chat really quick, but I want to ask you one more question, because you and I have been talking a bit about, the dating scene, right? And we were talking about Facebook dating. Yes. And I told you, Ty, you can't do it. And so in your mind, you thought maybe I had experience with Facebook dating. And I just know that Facebook is a shitty place. And I was like, that's not where in my mind right. Intuitively. So how's that been going, Ty?
Well, I'll put it like this. I got a notification because I left it on. I got a notification in Facebook dating, and I looked and it showed me who was new. And apparently it thought it was okay to show me my ex-wife as new.
Wild.
Absolutely new to the site. That's when I knew it was time to remove Facebook dating. And I did.
Didn't want to give it one more run, huh?
No. If that's what it thinks I'm looking for, we have to part ways. We're not in sync here. We got to go.
It's so incredible. And Ty, I'm gonna solicit this information without even getting your permission, which is a big no-no. But if anyone has recommendations for Ty on where he should go to look for dating, let us know. DM him, put it in the chat. But I just know definitively Facebook's not where it's at.
Yeah, Facebook dating is not it. And these other ones, I almost got caught with another one that. Why is it like $34? That's an NRD. That's an NRD right there.
Real rooted hair, though. That's a good.
Maybe you don't know. It might be out there. Yeah, it might be sculpted. You never know. And like I almost got caught. I had to get a refund because I thought it was like a free trial. I was like, oh hell no. And thankfully I got a refund.
Oh, thank goodness. It doesn't normally happen that way.
But it's terrible. And I'm going to say, too, that part of the problem is, thankfully, I don't look my age, I don't think.
But I don't know how old you are, but I think you're 28.
Yeah, I wish. 55. And
wow, Ty, you don't look 55 for sure.
And I certainly don't act like it either. And that's a huge problem. Because I put my actual age in the app and it's pulling up grandmas. Oh. And I'm getting like 65-year-old women liking me. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
Gilfs, you know what I mean?
No, unless they got Deadpool's ass, it's not gonna work. Unless we can talk about Deadpool's ass, that's not gonna work. Me and grandma.
You're looking to tune the age setting down just a little bit.
A little bit. Like, because, I'm going to say I'm immature at times. Like, I am not a 55-year-old man that's going to, do what 55-year-old men do.
I don't think we ever
collect
grow
toys.
Up, Ty. Yeah, that is one thing that they're going to have to be okay with. But I heard someone say we never grow up, we only grow older. And I think that it's very true.
Well, that is very true for me. Yeah, definitely.
So, all right, Ty. Well, scary out on those streets, but I don't give up. Don't give up. I got faith that you're gonna find.
I'm cooked, dude.
He's good.
Cooked.
Well, Ty, thanks for sharing all that. So next up, Jose, I do want to ask you, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. It's funny. There's this video I saw, and it basically said how like us as men, we're kind of used to always when people ask how are you doing, you say I'm fine, but then like you like around your head there's all these worries that you have, like all these things you're thinking about. So I'm good, but there's other things that I got on my head, but overall, I mean, good health, another day of life. I mean, we got to be grateful that we can sit down and talk about toys. You know what I mean? It's that's blessed. The life we're blessed, and so I try to see it from that perspective. But yeah, like life's challenges are there, but I'm hanging in there, man.
Okay, that's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. And you know, I think on the last show or pretty much every show we talked about, it's good to have people that you can talk to. And, you know, if you're
Yeah.
ever not doing all right, obviously you got a good support group. And I feel that same way, that if I'm not, you know, doing okay, it's our instinct, like you said, Jose, to just be like, oh no, I'm fine, and just suck it up. But sometimes you do need to talk to the homies, or you know, just
Yeah.
the people in the community, to let them know what you're going through, because someone else probably is as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely think that. You know, and you're one of the people I reach out to sometimes. You know, there's a few people that, you know, sometimes I'm like, and that sometimes it's not necessarily just talking about it, but sometimes a distraction, right? You can talk
Mhm.
about other things, and that will help you kind of ease through your day. Cause, you know, collecting and this hobby, like, it brings like this sense of happiness, at least for, you know, most of the times, right? There's certain things that kind of can also weigh you down, but, you know, which all things are like that. But for the most part, I feel like, you know, we're in this hobby because it creates this sense of happiness for us. So
Heck yeah, man. It's a good escape for sure. To Ty's point about escape plan, the figures
Mhm.
the figures in the community should be that escape. So, well, Jose, thanks for sharing that, and really appreciate you joining us today. I'm going to check in with the chat, and I'll let everyone know how I'm doing as well. We got Primetime Reviews in the house. What's up, guys? Hey, Primetime Reviews, thank you for joining. We got Alvin J. What's up, everyone? Alvin J, thanks so much for joining. Weird. We got Uncanny Flex in the house. Hey, what's going on?
I know
We
that
got
guy.
Bad Fish. Familiar? I think I've heard of him before. We got Bad Fish in the house, saying, does anybody work? Yeah, we had to, obviously this is not our normal time, but Gigi and I are going to go see Alien tonight with some friends.
Ooh.
Gigi was trying to weasel out of this though, because she was like, okay, the husbands go and they go watch the movie, and then the gals will sneak off and go have drinks. And I was like, no, you set this up. You're watching this shit with me, because I was like, I might have a panic attack in the theater. Like, this is supposed to be really scary, so you got to be there to hold my hand. She's gonna watch. We'll see how often her eyes are open. But
oh, it's intense, man. I saw it last night. So
oh, you saw it last
intense.
night. Okay. All right. We might have to give us some pointers on how to get through it. But Badfish was saying Jose Plus may need to check if his mic is selected. Let us know if his mic is
Yeah.
still sounding weird. Sounds good on my end, but
Sounds fine to me. Yeah.
yeah,
I
let us
fixed
know in the
it
chat.
after he told me. But
Okay, good. Yeah, you're sounding crispy to me. Badfish, thanks for joining. We got Brandon Salad in the house. Howdy, fellas. Good to see y'all. Brandon, thanks so much for joining. Got to meet Brandon in person finally at Comic-Con. So the Comic-Con prior, we were trying to link up. Never happened, but great dude. So Brandon, thanks for joining. We got Calvin, the low-key collector. Good morning, fellas. Hey, Calvin. Thanks for joining. Let us know if you're coming in from the road or from home. But would love to have you join one of these days. I know you said you're not you're cool as a cucumber, but would still like to get your perspective. Go ahead, Ty.
I was gonna say, me and Calvin, we're gonna have to watch The Sandlot. You know, he was recommending it, and so I'm gonna watch it with him, because that's the only way I'm gonna remember to do it.
Love that. Okay, Calvin, thanks for holding his feet to the fire on that, because you need to see The Sandlot. So freaking good. Yeah, it had me on the plane just emotional as heck. I wasn't even emotional necessarily because the story's emotional, just because I was like, fuck, this is such a good movie. Like, I just love watching this. Let's see. We got Shane in the house saying, you had me at ADHD. Heck yeah.
Oh,
Let's see.
man.
That's right. Shane, thanks for joining. We got Jose in the chat as well. We got Big Rib. What's up, fellas? Hey, Big Rib, thanks for joining. We got Gio, the movie canon. Hello, collectors. And Jose. All right, he's stoked to see Jose. Hey, Gio, thanks for joining. Shane is saying Whole Foods is where it's at, Ty. I actually don't hate that idea. Whole Foods and Target.
Don't have any Whole Foods here.
Okay,
in
fair. Well,
Jersey.
you got a Target somewhere there. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, well, there's a Target everywhere.
That's right.
Or
That's right.
you know, go to Home Depot. You know, there's you know, if you see a woman in there, usually if she's not married, she's divorced or she needs some help. So
hey, that's right. Put on an orange apron and you maybe.
You don't know my town.
Oh
no. He's trying to expand the bubble.
You don't know where I've been, what I've seen. You don't know the horrors of Home Depot.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh. Okay.
All right.
Never mind.
Not the same as Callie, I guess. But
No.
sent Ty the clip from Coming to America where I think it's the barber that tells him you got to
Yeah.
go to a church, you got to go to a library. There's good clean girls there, but
Not here.
apparently
Not here. You're not safe here. No
That's
one is.
right. Different rules over there in Jersey. Let's see. We got the Sith scale collector. You're on now. What's up, fellas? Yeah, different time today. Again, had to switch it up, but appreciate y'all still joining us and Ty accommodating the time change as well. Thanks for joining. Deep breath. A live stream ain't a live stream without King Dingaling. What's up, guys? King Ding. Thanks for joining. Shane is saying, men never grow up. We just learn how to act in public. And, you get a few Guinnesses in us, and even that goes out the window sometimes. So, yeah.
Not even a few.
That's right. Maybe just one for some folks. But,
Yeah, I'm lightweight when it comes to that.
Oh, man. Looking forward to having a drink with you someday, Ty.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Heck yeah.
It's something. I need you to protect me. Because Lord knows what will happen there. Because I don't really drink a lot.
We'll be gentle. We'll be gentle. I think you were glitching out on my end. I thought it was me for a second, but all right.
Am I okay
on
now?
my end too. I think he's good.
I think you're good now.
Okay.
A momentary disruption in the matrix, but we're back.
It's not safe here.
That's right. They were coming for you. Once you started slandering New Jersey, they started coming for you.
Oh.
Let's see. We got Jazzy in the house. Morning, boys. Hey, Jazzy. Thanks for joining us. We got one Adam 12. Hey, guys. Driving to a meeting for work
Adam?
and saw you were in listening. Hope all is well. Hey, Adam. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. And good luck at the work meeting. Let's see. Badfish is confirming the mic is good now. We got Dirk Dingler's stunt double. Romulus isn't scary, but tense it is. Okay. Tense sometimes could be that's actually a preferred feeling of mine in a movie compared to, like, I don't know, just scary. So more in line with what I want to see, but looking forward to watching it. And
Yeah, there is a couple jump scares. So jump scares where it's kind of like, so if you're like, you got to be like, alert because it might get you though. So
okay, I'll look forward to Gigi digging her nails into my arm. I'm sure that will happen. Let's see. We also got Kyle Goodwin in the house with the thumbs up. All right, awesome. So I will keep how I'm doing brief because it's not too different from the previous weeks. I would say I'm out of the funk that I was in, but we talk about sleep being so important, and my sleep has been fucked up. Like so messed up, and just like waking up at 4:30 in the morning, which is a weird time where it's like, do I start my day now? Do I try to go back to sleep? And yeah, it's so pretty much every day this week I've been waking up at inconvenient times, which isn't great. So hoping to get back on track this weekend. And I will say I was in person for work 4 times this week, which normally it's twice. And that combination of not sleeping well definitely had my anxiety peaking a little bit to where I was, in a few of these meetings where I've got to be cool, I've got to project confidence because I'm the subject matter expert. And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, just relax. You're sweating. Don't freak out. Everything's all right. There's a lot of closed doors. But you do learn to deal with those things. So I think I got through it all unscathed. There was no real danger. It's just my body trying to trick me into thinking there's danger. So everything was fine. Just a bunch of people sitting around a table talking about policies and deals, as boring as it gets. So it's not, I wasn't out hunting in the wild, scavenging for food, having to dodge predators. So everything's okay. Everything's okay. Really quickly, just want to say, I saw one video on YouTube where it's like the trick is to acknowledge that the anxiety's there, but don't feed into it, right? So it's like, all right, it's here, it's in the room with me, but it's not going to hurt me, and everything's going to be okay. So trying to implement that, but sometimes, it's easy to give in.
Yeah.
100%, man. 100%. Do you do something, Marco, like specifically when you start feeling like that? Like, like, do you drink something? Do you like have to do breathing exercises? Like, what is it that like you do to help you?
That's a really good question, Jose. I try to breathe through my nose more often. So I try to do that. if there's water there, I'll take some sips of water, and then having my phone nearby, and that's like not a great crutch, but like having my phone nearby and knowing that I could go onto YouTube, excuse me, on Facebook and look at hot toy shit is like a mental trick where I'm like, oh, I could just, just open it up, and I got messages from the homies, and I can go see what the latest scuttlebutt on hot toys is, or on
It's like,
1/6 figures is.
what did Jose tag me on now?
That's right.
I'm always tagging.
What type of third-party shit is Jose trying to get me to buy this time?
Another
ahead.
tip that I was watching a video this week was saying, like, because they call it like the demon,
okay.
that gets in your head, and I mean it's sort of like the anxiety too. Like I experienced that, but like that demon that tells you, oh, you're no good, blah blah blah. That voice that you get in your head. Like one way to fight that demon is to not give it power, like not give it energy. So like you don't, like it's there, but don't feed into it. Like just turn your attention if you can to something else, and it'll go away because it needs you to feed it. So if you don't feed into it, it can't do anything. So like if you can do some kind of exercise that'll take your mind, like something that is going to take your attention away from whatever that is, that doubt, that voice, that's some kind of distraction, like the breathing. You start focusing on that, you stop thinking about that demon. That
I
demon
think about
loses.
Denzel telling me, breathe, dog, breathe.
There you go.
From Training Day.
And then that takes its power away. Another thing is like math. Like if you start like doing some sort of math in your head, will take that away, because your mind shifts to something else. I mean, I can't
bad
do
at math.
that.
That's going to give me more anxiety thinking.
I can't do it either. So I'm just saying they put that out there. That's not one that I use.
I like that. Yeah, but distractions. Those distractions.
Like counting, like looking at stuff in the room to ground yourself again.
Yeah.
Like just realizing what's here to keep you from like going off to that dark place. Just
colors
to fight the demon.
And feels and like tangible.
Exactly.
Things, right? Like, the Post-it.
Something tactile.
Yeah.
That's where exercise comes into play, because you're starting to do something physical, and that brings you back. That brings you away from that doubt and that negativity.
Heck yeah, love that advice, Ty. And Jose, you were asking, did you have any tips before we get into the figure talk?
Not necessarily. I mean, everyone is different when they deal with that situation. I'm subject to that, and I start having really severe anxiety. I start stressing. About 2 weeks ago or so, I had everything was kind of going wrong. Kind of felt like it was kind of all falling on me. That feeling where it kind of zoom, and then
the world,
something so minimal where it's like, hey man, it's like not the end of the world. It's not like, but you start feeling that way, and it's just like, oh, you start kind of like feeling shaky and jittery and stuff like that. And then I remember I talked to someone on the phone, and then I was like telling them, and then they were like, I was like, all right, man, just like chill, like, take it easy, 1 second, and then like after I talked to them, I kind of took it like that. I took some deep breaths, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to give it as much importance. Like I'm making it way too important, and so I kind of just chilled for a second, and I was like, look, this can be done. Like I can take care of it, and it doesn't have to be right now. I can do it a little bit later, and I don't have to be stressing like that. Why do I feel like it's crumbling down, like the building's all like falling on top of me? And it wasn't like that. And I think about it now, and it was like, I don't know why I felt so like that, but I just felt like it was like after a long day, I had been doing a lot of work, and then I had to get home and still do more things, and it's just like, you know, so usually what I do is like talking to someone, breathing, drinking water, like kind of the same things that you were mentioning, just trying to like think about it like, okay, it's not the end of the world. Like, and even though you feel that way, like you have to just consider like, hey, maybe take a step away.
Love that, man. And yeah, I think the end game is, not, we talk about these things openly, not to use them as a crutch, not to say woe is us, but to like acknowledge that they're there, that it's battles that we're all going through, that plenty of people are going through, and then figure out like how we conquer that. I think that's my objective when I want to talk about it openly. It's like I don't want to just always be like, damn, like I'm just
no pity parties.
Yeah, exactly. No. So it's okay to have a little pity party, like fuck, all right, I'm going through it right now, but I want to make sure I'm like making progress, like we're all making progress towards functioning better than we were yesterday. That's it. And Mike is saying, easier said than done, but when my anxiety gets bad, I have to find a dark, quiet place and just focus on my breaths. Hey, that's
on
awesome.
his breasts. Wait a minute, his breasts or his breaths? What did you say?
I tend to not enunciate, so it is very possible.
Whose breasts are you focusing on?
That is, sometimes that is another tactic.
Hey, that might help, by the way. I mean,
I bet it would.
Or Deadpool's ass.
Or Deadpool's ass. Holy shit. So that's a perfect transition. So Ty, I want to get to that. I just really quickly want to plug something that we got going on here.
Yes.
Shout out to Marcos over there at Collector Zone, who has he's our affiliate and has sponsored a giveaway for us. So Bucky Barnes, perfect timing, right? We're going to see Bucky back in Thunderbolts. So we're going to be doing a live giveaway next week. Hopefully the giveaway will be at our normal time, which is 5 Eastern, 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern. Scratch it, reverse it. There you go. But stay posted to all of our social medias. We'll give an announcement, a day or so before on when exactly we're going to do the giveaway. But we're going to require a few things, for you to be eligible. So I'm going to drop some links here in the chat, and I just want to make sure everyone's eligible. So number one thing you got to do, you got to be a member of Collector Zone Cantina. So drop the link there in the chat. If you're not a member yet, just go sign up, go become a member. Marcos is always dropping awesome codes, discounts on things. So definitely want to be a part of that. And then the other thing that you absolutely have to do, stop what you're doing right now if you haven't subscribed to Ty's channel, to Uncommon Flex. And I got the link here in the chat as well. Let's get Ty's numbers up because, he's so close to 500. We just want to keep pushing these things up, and let's motivate Ty to give us more 3D printing content, more, figure analysis, more whatever he wants to do. But yeah, definitely go over there and subscribe. And the other things are follow Collector Zone on Instagram, and then sub to 16fix if you haven't already. And
that guy's pretty good.
That's right. Well, Gigi's good. The other guy, a little suspect. Brown Leader's a little suspect. And then you got to be there live. So again, we'll post on our social media. We'll try to put it on various channels on when we're going to go live for that drawing. Free shipping only applies to the U.S., unfortunately, or fortunately if you're in the U.S. And then the other thing is there's going to be 2 gift cards as well. So for the figure, will be the grand prize, but then we'll also have 2 gift cards. So really appreciate Marcos over there. I will drop more information in the description below for all of these links, but just wanted to give that a plug. So live drawing coming up here soon.
And those gift cards are nothing to sneeze at, man, because I got one of those on one of your
right?
streams. Yeah, and I used it on the Batmobile, so that was cool.
There you
go. All right.
Marco, I have a question.
Yeah, of course.
My question is, why did you pick Brown Leader? Like, I've got this whole Deadpool thing in my head now. Like, why'd you pick the brown pants? The Brown Leader.
So this time it wasn't a nickname I gave myself. This was from a group of friends. I won't call them out until they get in the chat, but like organizing something, and they're like, oh, they were calling me Brown Leader. Like in Star Wars, it's like Red Leader.
Right.
But because I'm brown, they started calling me Brown Leader. So it was definitely racial, but I appreciated it, and I thought it was very funny. So.
Star Wars racism. Got it.
That's right. Exactly. So Ty, we're going to get into 1/6 figure talk, but I want to talk about some 3D printing stuff you're working on.
Yes.
You sent me this. We've been talking about Deadpool's ass. Give us some background on this.
So a couple weeks ago, before the movie released, Microsoft had announced this contest. Well, they showed the Deadpool controller with Deadpool's ass, and everyone got excited. They're like, what the hell? Like, I wanted it, but then I found out that it was just a contest, and they only really have 1 or 2 available to win, and you had to go through like Twitter to do it. So that was an immediate no for me. But the other day I was looking at some 3D files, and I came across the Deadpool controller case for Xbox, and they do have a PlayStation 5 version too, and it looks just like the one that Microsoft was doing. And I was like, why are they missing this opportunity? Why not like sell these? Like you could see all the comments on the YouTube story or whatever, And they were like, no, we're just gonna have the one. Like, you're leaving money on the table here, buddy. And so some 3D modelers, they have gone to work in that 3D community, and this can be printed. And what I sent to you was the back part that I printed. It took about 5-6 hours last night, and I'm printing the top piece now. But there's Deadpool's ass. You can game and hold Deadpool's ass at the same time.
It doesn't get any better than that, honestly.
It does not.
Imagine that as a totem, like in Inception, where they've got to remind themselves that they're in reality. Like if you're having anxiety and you just pulled out Deadpool's ass and you just
grab Deadpool's ass. Just just grab his ass. Everything will be okay.
Everything will be all right. And Ty, I want to share one other thing that you're working on, and then we'll get to Jose here.
One other thing.
What was that?
Whoa.
Oh, yes. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go full screen really quick. Show us this. That's so sick.
Yep, I printed this guy the other day just for funsies because I was working on other stuff and getting frustrated. So I decided just to print this out and see if I could. I wanted to work on using magnets in the prints for the helmet. So like the eyes here, you can see the magnets. Oops, there we go. And so like it just goes back on.
We need you to do a whole stream with this on next time.
I was thinking about it today. I was going to put it on, but there's no padding in here yet. But I'm going to do it.
Do it. All right. That's awesome, man.
I'm gonna
some incredibly cool shit. And this is probably my favorite right here. So, all right, this is let's see if there's
there's no sound, thankfully, because you just hear my son yelling at his friends.
And so these are Death Star walls, and you've been trying different LEDs. You've been soldering. I think this came out awesome, though. Tell us
I
more
haven't
about
soldered since 1985, and so this was fun to see that I could still do it.
Wow.
And so this is the progress I've made. Like I got some Cobb LEDs back there. There's only 2 strips in there that are making it happen. But like that's the remote to them. I didn't want to have like the big bulky remote, not remotes, power bricks. So this one is just, it'll take like if you have one of those USB, well not USB, but chargers that can provide their own power, like a power bank, it'll run off that. Because it takes, for that one, it takes about the same amount of power as like an iPad, like the old 12-watt iPad bricks will power it. It'll do the 5, but it won't do the color changing or anything. But to reach its full brightness, it'll do that. And but yeah, like I'm getting close. I'm going to put these up, and also if people want to just have the pieces and do it themselves, I can sell that to you as well.
Cool. All right.
Because it's the same guy that licensed the Throne. He has a ton of models. I showed you some of the canisters and everything that I was looking at, like for diorama pieces. 6-scale cans are huge.
Pause.
Like storage containers are like Star Wars storage. They're huge. They're really big. That's what she said. But in so I think I lost my train of thought, but anyway,
he went off to a dark place.
I did. I went off to it. I told you, no one snapped their fingers. Come on, snap me back.
Star Wars cans, and then you
cans and
thinking about
big
Jabba.
Jabba's and his cans and his tongue, and that how slimy it was, and things like that. But yeah, like it's getting pretty good with the wall thing. I think
awesome,
I'm close. Also, that's what I was talking about. Is if you just want the pieces, then I can print those pieces and get them to you. Like Collector Joey.
You've got a Facebook page, right, Ty?
Yes.
Can you
Uncommon
drop
Media?
That? Uncommon Media, okay. And also, feel free to drop it in the chat if you feel like it.
If I know how to do it, then I'll do it.
There you go. Let's see. Brandon Salad is asking, do they have a Deadpool butt for the PS5 controller? They do, right?
They do. I did not get. They have Wolverine too. His is not his ass. It is. I think I sent the picture. I put it in the folder Wolverine is like the claw that can come out.
Oh, heck yeah. Awesome. Awesome. We also got Cuervo in the house. May have been
man.
the one that called me Brown Leader first. Him or Danny
Oh.
Lee, I'm not sure. One of those two. Cuervo, thanks for joining. Dirk Diggler is asking, do you have an IG, Ty? You also have
I
an
do.
Instagram, right? Okay. Uncommon
I do.
Flex or Uncommon Media?
Uncommon Flex.
Uncommon Flex on Instagram, Uncommon Media on Facebook. Got it.
Correct.
All right. So, Ty, thank you for sharing those. And I think you've been selling stuff too, but kind of a continuation of the last combo.
Yeah. I've been. I am shipping my last Throne order today. That's to my buddy Chewy's Bandolier. That's the last one anyone's purchased. So
nice, man. Okay.
Hot Toys is killing me, man. Just when I start to print stuff and get some interest, they want to release 500 freaking figures, in like 2 days. So no one's got money for a Throne when they're buying figures. So thank you, Hot Toys.
Oh man. So on that though, I'll share what I got in just a second. But Jose, anything new come to the collection? You waiting on anything? What's the most recent collection update?
Collection update. Nothing really. Like I was talking about prior backstage. I'm waiting on a new cape, wired cape for the Batman Begins. Right? Okay. Yeah, so I'm waiting on that. Should arrive today. I got billed for Mighty Thor. Big Natalie Portman fan, so I gotta have anything Natalie Portman. So Mighty Thor should join my Avengers crew soon. I got billed yesterday, so usually it's a day or two. So hopefully she's on her way. And then last week it was the big one. It was the big package, pun intended.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Batmobile, which I had a lot of fun with it. I put it back in the box, just like you. I was watching when you unboxed it on LWO last week, and
it was sloppy.
Yeah, no, it was fun though, and I to see like how excited you were when you were like holding it and all that. I was like, yep, that's how I felt too.
Bro, it's beautiful, honestly. Like my standards were kind of lower because obviously everyone's talking about Jazz Inc. and like how much better it's going to be, and then I pop it open, I'm like, damn, this is a beautiful piece.
Yeah. And so like I took it out because I wanted to make sure that everything was okay, nothing broken. So I checked it out and made sure the lights were working. And then I was like, well, who can I put in there that makes sense and I don't ruin their suit, because everything is pleather or whatever. I don't want to mess up any figure. And I looked at my Marty McFly and I was like, that somewhat makes sense. They're both in the 80s, quote unquote, right? So I put Marty McFly in there. He hijacked the Batmobile. So had a little fun with that.
Heck yeah, man. And so anything else that you're waiting on, Jose, or that's
I think that's it. Just waiting on Mighty Thor and the cape, the custom cape, which again we were talking about briefly, you and me, about. It's just like all these Batmans, man. We have to be doing all this extra work, extra custom sculpts and custom capes and this and that. It just gets so annoying, man. But it is what it is, right?
It's already for an expensive figure and you're already adding all these additional bits and bobs, and it gets pricey for sure. So,
he ends up being an artisan Batman Begins.
Yeah, exactly.
After you're finished with it.
And speaking of extra money, so shout out to Payne Collectibles, who's partnered with Off the Racks to do Module cases on the site there. So I was when I first got my Module cases, I was like, okay, I'm just going to do a handful of 6-110s because, the angle in which the wall I could put them on is kind of obstructed by the couch. And so I was like, I'm going to do 3. I'm going to do, a IKEA, I forget what this is called, but basically a riser. So you can see everything there. And
Calyx, right?
There you go. Exactly. And so get it off the ground. And then I won't do, top to bottom Module cases yet, because I don't know how I'm going to like them. And, the Batmobile came. And I need additional space for the Batmobile. So I was in desperate need of a few more 6-110s. And this has always been my long game plan. As I mentioned, this is in the main house, but all this stuff is going to come to the back. And so here's where I messed up, though. And this is just a moment of ask for forgiveness. Didn't really discuss this with Gigi because she had already said, don't get any more new displays for the main house because everything's moving to the back. So, these big boxes came and she came into my room where I had them on the ground, and I was like, hey, we're gonna have to talk about that. And she's like, what do you want to talk about? And I was like, well, I bought more of these display cases, and I'm gonna plan to put them up here. And her favorite word, she just said, no, they're not going in here. And so I don't know where that leaves me, guys, because I had a plan. Is going to be have space for my '89 Batmobile, for my DeLorean, for a few rows of figures, and then the dewback when that drops. But I don't know where that leaves me because it's pretty tight back here unless we do some renovations. So, yeah, a privileged position to be in, but she led with that no and had me sweating. So yeah, I'm in a predicament right now. Pickle, a pickle. Ty, I know you grew up with that phrase, but when you watch The Sandlot, you're not that old. I'm just messing with you. Just messing with you, sir. And Cuervo's over here trying to take my Maji cases. All right, well,
I'll take them. They're like exist because that's my whole problem with them. I don't have the patience to wait.
Yeah,
that's my issue.
Definitely go check out Off the Racks, and I think a few other places are starting to get them in stock right now. So I know Brian's been talking about trying to streamline the process, trying to get them out quicker. But yeah, it's definitely a good solution with some of these folks that have the in-stock stuff. So again, shout out to Payne, shout out to Off the Racks for getting me that stuff really quick so I thought I had a solution, but maybe not. Let's see, really quickly want to shout out Flavio, House of Collectibles in the house. What's up, Marco, Jose, and Ty?
Hey, yeah, I'm here too. Hi.
But I appreciate you joining. So let's talk about some figures that have dropped. And first up, I want to talk about Kidpool because this couch has been kind of all the rage here. And Ty, I'm going to start with you. Have you seen this couch? Have you seen the Kidpool drop? And is this anything that you'd be interested in?
I woke up to the announcement. Well, I saw someone that did a video. I think Optical did a video on it. Then no problem, Flavio. Is it Flavio? Flavio?
I believe Flavio.
Flavio. I'm sorry. My bad. And I didn't really look too closely at it, but now that looks like something I'm gonna want to add to my collection because I pre-ordered the Deadpool. Although, see, like being in the 3D printing community, like that's something that could be printed. You
could do this. It's not that complex of a piece, honestly. It just has a sculpted in texture. But this is an incredible shot. Like, this is awesome to have the whole fam there.
Yeah, see, that's what I want. I want that whole thing.
Oh, so you're getting Lady Deadpool now then?
Yes. I have to. I think that's cool. I like her. Although I have not seen the movie yet.
Oh,
damn it, Ty. It'll be on streaming soon, though. Like within a matter of weeks, it'll be up.
I told you, dude. Like it was either NRDs. Like it was either order Deadpool or go pay $40 for me and my son to go see Deadpool.
Oh, so man.
I chose figures.
Ty, you guys don't have like those like movie subscriptions over there in Jersey, like the AMC A-List or the Regal or anything like that?
We do, but I don't like going to the theaters. Like there's definitely anxiety there, and that was before the pandemic. It just seems to be a security risk to me. Like it just messes with my whole aura, my hypervigilance, just
and
to be in there. People
didn't appreciate Ty standing in the back with his arms crossed the entire time. That was a bad vibe as well. So he thought, maybe I'll just
yeah, that didn't go over well with the people. So, I have I do go when I do go, we go when like there's no one in the theater. So it's like we just have a really huge living room to watch it.
Yeah, that's the best way, honestly. Catch a little matinee when the hype has died down.
But like now it gets so fast. I know I'm going to buy this movie because I love behind the scenes stuff. So I know I'm going to get that. So, might as well wait now.
There you go.
Yeah, I've survived.
That's right. So Jose, what do you think about this Kidpool? Is this one that you want to add to the collection?
Not necessarily. And shout out to Ian, who's saying he wants a 1/6 Jose sitting on that couch with my Crocs. No, I do not. I always make fun of Riley because he did his video that he was wearing Crocs, and it's become like this whole like thing where, and then whenever people bring up Crocs, I'm like, it's a fashion crime. Like, don't wear Crocs. And one time he shared a photo.
Yeah.
Ian shared a photo with us, and he was like moving something, and then like you could see his shoes, and he had Crocs on, and I was like, why are you wearing Crocs, man?
I almost added it to the show sheet, those Batman 89 Batmobile Crocs. I was like, I
Yeah.
know
What?
Calvin's getting those for sure, but no one else I could see rocking those.
No,
That's a thing?
no. Yep. Yeah, they did
Oh.
a like 89 Batmobile inspired Crocs. So
Oh my gosh. Like my feet are way too big for Crocs, so I think, it just looks absolutely horrible.
no, you don't
And
need them. No, don't worry about it.
like grown men wearing Crocs, it's just like with their huge feet, it just looks strange.
I've
I
never
gave
tried
Ian a
them
pass
on, but
though.
yeah,
I gave him a
tried on
pass. I think he
Gigi's,
told
but
me.
they were,
Oh.
probably half the size, so they weren't very comfortable. But
Wait.
Nah, he told me he was gifted the shoes, and I was like, okay, fine, like okay, but yeah, most of the times I'm like, come on, man, like what are those? Like, why are you wearing that? But anyways, Kidpool. I probably not, man. I'm only getting Deadpool for now. I want to see what I think we talked about this, Marco, me and you briefly, but I just want to get like, well, I want to see first like what else they're gonna do. Are they gonna do the other characters, that appeared, quote unquote,
other
time not.
cameos, yeah.
Oh yeah, so I kind of want to see what happens there before I make any decisions. I like Lady Deadpool. I like Blake Lively. Wait, I don't know if I should have said that, but anyways,
No,
Don't
that's
worry,
not-
I won't remember anything.
okay, cool.
He's too busy
but-
thinking about Deadpool's ass right now. So you're
I
yes, he
am.
is.
I'm still on
And-
his ass.
Like if you could see him, like like the comic strip where you see like the thinking, and then like it's like you see Ty, and then it's like bubble bubble bubble, and then there's the picture of Deadpool's ass.
Bingo. Bingo. That's it.
You just described ADHD right there. Boom.
Yep. That's where I am right now. So please continue.
Well, anyways, so I do like her. I told you, I was like, and this is something like a wait and see with Lady Deadpool. Like maybe I'll grab her. Maybe I'll grab her like when she comes out. Well, actually, she's a early release, right? Like she released already.
She
There's a
just
block-
released, yeah.
I'll grab her.
So
Oops. Oh,
maybe
wait.
it's still
Oops.
a maybe.
Oops.
Whoa.
If
Whoa.
she consents. If she consents.
Yeah,
she
if
consents.
only then. If and only then.
Yeah.
She will. She will.
So maybe, but I don't think I'd want Kidpool or the couch. I mean, it's not a big deal for me. I could see like as soon as I saw it, and I was like pushing the photos off quickly. I'm like, is the couch there? Is the couch there? Because like I wanted to see. I was curious about it to see if it was coming with it, and a lot of people predicted that. I'm like, because it's such a small figure, the couch is probably coming with Kidpool, which it did. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta add that value to it, or else you'll end up like that Harry Potter Marco showed me last week.
The J&D.
That J&D
Oh, yeah.
damn thing.
Yeah. When when you look at this compared to that J&D, this seems like great value in my opinion. So.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, but this is an interesting release. Honestly, I think the water guns are pretty cool. Like that's an interesting thing that I don't remember from the movie, but and I've seen it twice, but I guess that was a thing.
He had
And the
'em.
couch. Okay, yeah. Just it's a cool little accessory though. Just have
Actually,
small
it's-
water guns. What was that, Jose?
I shouldn't use pronouns because yeah, I don't want to say if it's a
Oh, I see.
male or
Okay.
female.
Oh,
Sorry
good
about
call.
that.
Good call. They had them, and and this couch. I don't know if this. And I know people are going crazy over this. I don't know if this moves the needle for me. And this is going to sound really weird, but if it was like a pristine couch, like I don't know, like a pristine leather couch, I feel like I'd be more interested because it'd be more versatile. But the fact that it's kind of this like fucked up couch that JD Vance might be interested in, I'm just sorry, I didn't mean to bring politics into this. But totally, it's just a joke. It was just it was at the tip
Now
of the
I've changed my mind.
tongue. That's right. Totally. But yeah, I think it just doesn't move the needle for me, honestly. Like I like the idea of having all of the whole family here, but I'm already not planning to get this character at all. Obviously I plan to get Lady Deadpool. There you go. I was gonna say
Damn,
she
he didn't even
Deadpool, and I
call
was
her
like,
by
that's
name.
not right.
Just this thing over here.
I immediately thought she Deadpool, and I was like, that can't be right. That's not a thing. So, this character here, and then obviously plan to get the Deadpool. So I don't know if I just need the Deadpool on the couch. Kidpool's cool, but yeah, I think it's going to be a solid pass for me. But yeah,
currently listed as on Sideshow already for 240, not including
that's a
obviously
good call. I think
taxes
I
and
had.
shit.
That's
Let's
not
see,
bad.
240 right there. So good call, Jose. Yeah, it's not terrible, but smaller
Yeah.
figure. So I think a lot of folks, if you're going deep down this line, but to Jose's point, I'm kind of waiting on some of those cameos, see if they're going to do any of the variants. Those are other versions that I'd rather have than this. So got to be a bit disciplined these days.
Is the couch
ahead,
though. My concern is kind of like that couch because it looks good in the photo, but is it just like a shell, like a cheap injection molded shell? Because it's not fabric or anything like that. It's not like it's got the little dip in it where they sit, but I think that's just built into it. I don't think that it's like an actual cushion where they're the weight of the figure is pushing down on it. And Hot Toys is known, and speaking just, I understand why they would do it business wise is make it as cheaply as possible. Just it looks good on the outside, but it's like hollow and thin and cheap. Unless it's like the Boba Fett throne, that's it's pretty lightweight, but more substantial. What I mean? Like
right?
I'm just concerned with if Hot Toys is gonna give like a good accessory there, or is it just gonna be like some cheap thing?
Yeah, that's a good point. You just never know with them. I was watching Justin's review on the 89 Batman and the diorama that it comes with, and that looked to be really nicely painted. It looked pretty substantial. So you never know with Hot Toys. Sometimes they can phone it in with these dioramas. Sometimes they do great work. You just can't tell.
And you see what they did with Deadpool's base, like the one where like he showed that how it's just this cheap piece of plastic, like it's nothing underneath it.
Base.
Yeah,
which
it's terrible.
Which I guess time has run out on that special edition. So as of I think this morning, it is no longer available for pre-order.
Oh, really?
I'm just checking.
I pre-ordered that. I think
there's a queue on Sideshow right now too. I don't know what, but yeah, I didn't end up ordering the special edition. I was back and forth. I was like, do I need that base? Do I need those golden guns? But decided I'm just gonna go with the standard at some point.
So you're no golden guns for you?
No golden guns.
I wanted the guns.
Yeah, I wanted the guns too, but I just thought, I'll save maybe 60-ish bucks and not get the guns.
Not get them. Yeah,
that's going to be my plan for now. Really quickly, thanks for everyone joining us in the chat. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, go subscribe also to Uncommon Flex. I dropped the link in the chat earlier. So yeah, let's get these numbers up.
I got a new subscriber. Jose subscribed to me. Yeah.
Let's go. All right.
Thank you, Jose.
Yeah. Love to see it. Yeah, do love to see it.
I mean, he was inside me.
Yeah.
For the if no one knows the context, and I didn't know until y'all brought it up. Yeah, I guess it's an LWO thing.
It's a reference to one of the first times I streamed on LWO. I didn't know where to position myself on the camera. Mario kept on telling me, Jose, move. And then I moved and all the way until basically it looked like I was, inside of Ty. And Ty was like, he's inside me. And yeah.
Oh man. There's just no boundaries, and I love it.
You should have just left that as a mystery, Jose. Don't even explain it.
I thought the audience might want to know, okay?
Yeah.
As a viewer, I'd want to know.
We should have just left it ambiguous. That's right.
Exactly. Just say it. He was inside me, and just move on.
Matter of factly. Holy shit. Oh man. So we got Danny Lee in the house. What up, boys? Am I late? Danny, barely. No, you're right on time, bro. We lost about 7 viewers with that whole story.
With that story.
So, no, I'm joking.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, love it. So let's talk about one more figure here, and this is the new Darth Vader that just dropped. So we're seeing a pattern with Hot Toys. They're telling us, hey, we're updating XYZ on the figure, and then they put it out. And we're going to talk about what may be upcoming soon here in just a bit. But I want to know, what do y'all think of this Darth Vader, number one? Are you planning to get it, number two? And is there room in your collection for more than one Darth Vader? Or is it kind of like, all right, let me just pick the best one in my mind and be done with it? So, Jose, I'm going to start with you first this time.
Okay.
What do you think of this Vader? And are you getting this version?
I think it looks pretty good. I do like that they updated the the helmet there. It looks like it's more accurate to the Return of the Jedi. I believe the prototype had one a bit more similar to the Empire Strikes Back, which was inaccurate. So they did definitely go ahead and do some changes there for the better. I wouldn't pretend to know what those changes are specifically because then I'd be called a fake fan. So I do know someone was mentioning it on like the blogger photos, like the little details that for me it's like it's never been. I noticed more the chest piece differences more than anything. That the helmet there's light variations on each different Vader costume, but nothing where I've been like, oh my gosh, so drastically different. I mean, the eye lenses, some of them have like the heavier red, so those are certain things that I notice from different Vader to another. But for the most part, I don't really notice. So I think it looks really good. It's not obviously. I know they've been updating the Vaders with nylon. I know the new battle damage one is nylon. I know that this one is not. Obviously, would have been nice if they updated that, right? So longevity of the figure, that would have been nice, and that probably would have intrigued me more. I have the Kenobi Vader, which is my favorite version. Just because I grew up with the prequels, it's Hayden Christensen, you know what I mean? The broken mask, the impact of the scene, so on and so forth.
That cracked helmet is so beautiful too. Regardless of Gigi calling it a thumb, it looks so good.
Yeah. And I do love the fact that you can have the battle damaged and clean version with that, so you can swap it out whenever you want. So for me, I'm good enough with that. My brother actually, who's not a big time collector, but he wanted a Vader. He has the Sideshow Vader, which is also the Return of the Jedi. And it's actually really, really nice. It doesn't come with the head sculpt, but it's actually really, really nice. I think it's a little overscaled, a little big for what it should have been, but
Okay,
it's imposing. And he doesn't. Yeah, but it's imposing, and he doesn't have a large collection, so he just kind of has it by itself. It looks dope. I gave him the light up base from the Kenobi, so he could use that, and he has it on it, and it looks dope. So,
awesome.
So to me, I'm like, I don't really necessarily need this Return of the Jedi version. Like Hayden is my Vader, he's Anakin for me, and Sebastian Shaw, I mean, he's in that scene. I've always mentioned this and I always get shit from everyone, but he's in that scene for 5 minutes maybe. So I totally get the people that grew up watching that, and that was what they saw. But for me it's like I really don't like, why would I want an unmasked Sebastian Shaw Vader? It doesn't really do much for me. So
yeah, it's pretty scene specific, honestly.
Yeah.
Just looking like a scared old man. So if that's really the look you're going for, no, but it's a beautiful piece of art, right? Like it really is a beautiful sculpt. But okay, all right,
yeah,
so
absolutely
not for you, Jose, but
not for me.
But Ty, what do you think of this version? Is this one that you're adding to the collection?
So when they announced it, I had pre-ordered him, and I did grow up with this as being the unmasked, damaged Darth Vader, just being the age that I am. And
we all grew up with this though, right? Like this is just formative movie.
Yeah, like this was him, and then they edited Return of the Jedi at the end with Hayden, and I didn't particularly care for that, but it is what it is. They can do whatever they want to do. So I was happy with pre-ordering this because up until recently, the only Vader I could get my hands on was the Sideshow Return of the Jedi Vader, which when I got him, I was very much in noob collector status, in that zone, because I didn't know the difference between Sideshow and Hot Toys. So I was like, oh, let me get this Vader, and when I showed it to a friend of mine, he was like, that's a Sideshow, isn't it? That's not a Hot Toys. I'm like, what? How do
It's
you
so
know?
intentional by Sideshow though too. They really don't want you to know the difference, right? Like they kind of try to lump their
Yeah.
products in with Hot Toys. It's all kind of the same.
Yeah, and so they got me because I didn't know any better at the time, and
Casual.
until he pointed it out, and then it's like, how do you know? He's like, Sideshow stuff looks like toys, and Hot Toys looks more like shrunken down versions of the actors and blah blah blah. I was like, oh well, damn. And I said, well, maybe I can get a Hot Toys, and it was like super expensive. Like, well, I'm not gonna get that, and I missed out on the Rogue One. I did get the Kenobi Vader, which I love that Vader. Like, he is awesome, and I actually finally understand the difference between a Hot Toys Vader and a Sideshow Vader. There is a difference. Like, I put the two next to each other. I'm like, yeah, there's definitely a difference in Hot Toys quality.
Okay.
Also, my Sideshow Vader, he's still in the display in the DTOF, but he won't stand up without a base. He's gotten to that point where he's had enough. He's tired. I thought about putting him on the throne, but I actually don't have a throne for myself. Anyway,
yeah, that's actually a great idea though. It'd be a good one for the throne.
Yeah, because
he's
tired. I do have some throwing pieces. I could probably slap one together. He's tired now, though. He's tired. But the thing is, like, okay, I have the Kenobi one, who is awesome, and I have accepted Hayden as, when you take the mask off, you damage it. I'm fine with him being Vader. He's, I softened on those prequels, except for the Phantom Menace. The other two I can stomach, but now I'm at the point where it's like, okay, I couldn't get a Vader. Then I finally get the Kenobi Vader, and now here's the damaged one that Hot Toys just announced a couple weeks ago. The battle damage, and now this one finally comes out, and I'm like, well, what the hell do I do? Because like I'm happy with that. And I don't really need the Sebastian Shaw head now. I doubt if I would, really display him like that ever. But I
feel
like
very few are going to display it like this. But it's just cool to know that it's like it's there for some reason.
Unless I took a photo with it, and then I'm going to put the other one back on him.
Like, when does he do this pose? He never does this.
Never.
He's on the floor. You know what I'm saying?
That's a very good point. Like, he was on the floor dying. He wasn't looking like, hey, check me out.
Like if you're one of those guys that likes to recreate scenes, right? And then you want to have, like, you have your Return of the Jedi Luke, and you kind of want to have him on the floor, and have him on the floor. I can totally see why you'd want to have this figure with the Sebastian Shaw head sculpt. But for the most part, you probably want to use this helmet, right? To have like a battle scene, or fighting Luke, or yada yada. So it's like, I don't really
What's the name of his chamber?
What's it called?
It's all good if you don't know.
Oh gosh, I'm totally blanking.
One thing, but
don't ask this question, Shay. Don't ask me during the home show. Don't ask me this question. The Crido. Oh fuck, what is it?
Sounds right. It sounds right to me. I'm a casual though. But if they kind of had that to go along with this, or like he could have the helmet going on him, that would be pretty badass. But really, I think Jazz Inc. maybe made one, but very limited people would have that display ability. So sorry, Ty, you were cooking.
Yeah, very specific.
Meditation chamber? It's not the meditation chamber. That's what you're talking about.
I think you're right. I think you're exactly right. Yeah,
that's what I thought it was too.
The meditation chamber is the one that he's in Empire.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
He's in that.
Yeah, when you see it, that's the first time you get to see like how messed up his head is. When that helmet's going down on it. But like I still plan on getting him, but he's become less of a priority now. Like, once I got the Kenobi one, I'm like, I'm pretty good on Vader right now. Like, I'm pretty solid. But like he's still, Vader's iconic, and I don't mind having multiple Vaders in my collection. I think the Sideshow one is gonna have to, get retired. Especially if I get this guy. But if something else came up and I had to choose, I would probably like let this guy go. I don't like that picture of that lightsaber right there.
No, well, the fact that they didn't Photoshop it though, like I appreciate them showing what it's gonna look like. At least
Maybe
like
they should have.
Yeah, maybe, but
think
that's
they
what it would
should've.
look like on your shelf. So.
Yeah, that looks bad. I don't want that on my
Yeah.
shelf. Like, turn that thing off.
Yeah,
I don't
not
even
very
power it.
good.
I don't even connect those. The sideshow, not sideshow, the Hot Toys sabers. Like, no, I don't turn those on.
And I will say, there's what are the names of the incandescent ones? What are they called? The sabers that people get.
CCFLs.
CCFLs. There you go.
Yeah.
Those are awesome, but I've seen that fusion reactors or whatever
They're
that
doing
company name-
fusion reactors. Yeah, they're doing some too. They look good.
Yeah, they look really good. Right? I heard that the paint is not as good on the hilts, but when you got it holding like this, so I
Yeah.
would like. So my plan is, let's see if Gigi ever says yes. But with my new Moji cases, I want like a dark side specific Moji case 6110, and I would like to invest in some of those sabers for specifically those characters, because this isn't it right here. This isn't doing it. Like, I'd love to plug everything in, but this is not. This is falling short of where you'd want it to be. So,
Let me ask you guys this question, because this kind of bothers me. If you see how Hot Toys has it coming out to a tip, like it gets narrower at the end of the saber. Why? Like, why are they doing that? Like, it doesn't look like that in the movie, or am I just, it was something wrong with my eyes?
no, I think
Like,
you're
aren't they
right.
kind of like a steady beam
Yeah.
when they're
Yeah,
out?
it should be. Yeah,
Why are they coming
think
to
so.
a tip like that?
I think it's because all the toy designs, every toy has always been like that, where it becomes narrow towards the end. So I think they're just copying that effect. But because when you buy, I don't know, you might be able to answer this question, Marco. The lightsabers that we get like at the Disney parks, they're not narrow like that, are they?
No, yeah, like they're, as Ty describes, where it's kind of one long shaft, and then
Yeah.
the end is round. Pause.
Yes.
But yeah, that's so. I would rather have something. And the ones that fusion reactors are doing looks more like that from what I'm seeing.
Yes.
What I've seen.
You got to
It looks
have
a
the
little
long
more-
shafts.
That's right.
You got to. That's what this is missing.
It's
Vader's long
honestly.
shaft.
Jesus. New segment idea there.
I mean, you guys ever thought about that? Like, because he gets cut in half, he loses his lower part of his body. So
He's got a.
It's robotic.
You need a long shaft when that happens. But like, why do they do this? Why does it come out to like a little tip? I remember watching a video with Justin talking about that.
Yeah.
Like a little tiny tip. Pause.
I think Jose's right though. Like, that's what the toys look like. So that must be what they're trying to replicate. But they got to step their game up on the lightsabers. It's just, it's so substandard.
Look at here. When I started collecting Star Wars with the Kenner ones and the Vader and Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan, they had the little thing in their arm where you had to slide it up. So it had a shaft, and then it had a little skinny tip that was very floppy at the end of it. So that's my first one.
Yeah.
And I don't want that either. Like, they don't have to do that. They can, they know better. Look at the head sculpts we're getting, and they're still giving us, tiny tip sabers.
They definitely got to step their game up. And Mike is saying you're 100% Ty. They started the tip look in the animation, I think. And Badfish is saying the same. It reminds me of the animated style saber. I have the Black Series Vader that is thick all the way down the beam. Possibly.
There you go.
So yeah,
that's what I want. Thick, a thick shaft.
You should have no problem finding that on Facebook dating. So just update your profile.
No, they don't know what I want.
You just said it. You've got video.
No, they're sending me suggesting my ex-wife. That's just not nice.
It's rough in these streets.
It is terrible.
So I guess I'll give my thoughts on this Vader. I have the Kenobi Vader. The plan was always to use that one as the battle damage version. Obviously, before they announced the battle damage, which I think looks cool, but is not necessarily for me. And I always liked this Return of the Jedi Vader because it is similar to the quarter scale version, right? A lot of people are saying like pretty, a lot of similarities there. So it's like they've taken a lot of inspiration from the quarter scale. And then I love these stairs. Now they're a little bit more simple than maybe initially when I pre-ordered than I thought they'd be, but I think like for my dark side display, him in the middle with these stairs, maybe some troopers in the back, maybe some Death Star walls. But I think I could make a pretty cool display with the pieces that come from this, and then this will be my standard Vader, everything clean, and maybe with one of those fusion reactor sabers. But I love this release. There's plenty of things to nitpick in terms of would you use the Sebastian Shaw sculpt? Not necessarily, but again, like it's just a nice piece to have. That if they didn't include it, I think we'd be upset. Like, oh, you included it in the quarter scale, you didn't include it in this. Let's see. Danny is saying, if you sell the Kenobi Vader, hit me up. Danny's a vulture. He wants things for pennies on the dollar. So maybe
I agree, though. They needed to include that. I agree with you, Marco.
Yeah,
they absolutely had to do it.
But Danny, maybe we'll trade for the Millennium Falcon cockpit. We'll see.
Ooh.
But no, my plan was to have them both in the collection for sure. But yeah, it's a beautiful release, honestly. Like I think this is probably, if you're getting one Vader, I think this would be the one. But I could see that there's a argument for Kenobi being that one as well, because yeah, that's a beautiful piece too. So, and we'll see what other Vaders.
I was waiting.
Here
there he is.
Big Brenda
I was waiting for him.
Kenobi Vader, aka the poor cousin. A lot will say that's the case at this time. So the poor cousin Vader.
I don't know, man. I like it.
Why? What's wrong with it?
No, I'm saying I like it. So
no, I mean, yeah. Why is he the poor cousin? I don't understand.
It's not the new anymore, though, Ty. Right? You know how this hobby is. It's like there's already been
one
more release and a new announcement. That's yesterday's news.
He's still awesome.
Yesterday's news. Yeah. Oh man, there's all the Vaders are really cool. Honestly, even the ESB version, which I know has its flaws, but that one's got an incredible base. There's a lot of redeeming qualities.
It's hard to go wrong with Vader. Like, he's Vader. He's an icon.
Yeah. Honestly.
You guys think we'll get an updated Luke Skywalker for Return of the Jedi?
I think so. I know one of the photos was kind of teasing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
I could definitely see it. Because the figure I used to have the Return of the Jedi, the first one, not the one that came with all the different like the Endor outfit and the deleted scene outfit, not that one, but I had the original, and I sold that one recently. But it's definitely outdated. It had that that was it, the undersuit, the fat suit, and all that, and the likeness wasn't as great. So I could definitely see them updating it, even doing an artisan version. Could see that. I could definitely see that. So I think it's likely.
I think I would just use my Mando Luke.
You can.
That's in the black. I think I'd be good with him. Just
don't tell Joao you're gonna do that.
Oh
yeah.
The Mando Luke is incredible, though. Honestly,
yeah, like he could stand in my display, Joao, in my display. He can stand in with the Return of the Jedi Vader, because why do I need two of them in a black, suit?
There could be a case to be made to have both, but I think you're right. Just one is probably more than.
Well, when it comes to the money, that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah. Like, if I got to make a choice, then between a new Return of the Jedi Luke or some other figure that I don't have already, that's new that I want, I'm going to choose that figure.
No doubt. And I think Jose's point about the artisan, though, is really solid, honestly. Like, I could see them doing that to give justification for why folks should get another Return of the Jedi Luke. But yeah, I love the Mando version. I got the Unreal wired cape with him, and he's, I don't know, it's a beautiful figure. Yeah, okay. He's badass. Okay. Let's see, Danny is saying, I prefer the Kenobi Vader helmet from Rogue One / New Hope. Yeah, it's a beautiful helmet, too, honestly. And Jose is saying, Joao is saying, Jose, tell me 10 lines from Luke on Return of the Jedi. I guess that's the threshold to be a real collector. But
oh gosh,
there you go.
Luke was never my favorite character, so whatever.
Draw's the type that he'll see a baby wearing a Return of the Jedi shirt, and he'll be like, "Give me 10 lines of the Return of the Jedi." Like the baby will be like, "Whoa."
Give me 10 Gus Fring lines immediately. No, joking. Gigi's not a big Luke fan either. She's like, why is this guy such a whiny little bitch? Is what she's
exactly. That's I've always thought of him like that. And until like Mando, until they brought him back in Mando, I was like, okay, now I like him.
It just comes in.
I was never a huge Luke fan.
He's the goat.
That scene is so definitive. I feel like with
like Danny's comment.
What were you saying, Jose?
No, that's a great scene, the Mando scene. Because it's like at the height of his power. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like you never really saw that. Like people that grew up with the original films, like you never saw him at that height. So to see that, it was incredible.
Yeah, it was awesome
too, right? Yeah.
And then also it kind of falls because of the whole thing that happened in the sequels with him, so it was like it even felt even more like a redemption, you know what I mean, like to see that.
Yeah,
they did him dirty in the sequels, just hobo Luke. Like he deserved more respect than they gave 100%. Him.
I didn't hate the arc, but I understand why folks were waiting for something different, honestly.
Like an angry old hobo, yelling at the clouds and drinking weird milk.
Man, think about if you had defeated an enemy that came back. You probably would be that same way. But we don't have to defend the Last Jedi.
Maybe, oh gosh,
maybe
he had Ryan Johnson had time to show the scene where he milks that alien and drinks that milk, but he had to delete the scene where he feels the death of Harrison Ford's Han Solo, one of his best friends, married his sister, and he feels that through the Force where he had shut out from the Force, connects again, can feel it, and has a moment where he feels that, feeling of sadness, deletes that scene, but let's show him milking that alien.
Yeah, because that's what we need to see.
Or let's show this stupid scene where like they're on, like it looks like straight out of Harry Potter, where like they're on some horses and blah blah blah, and like what is this relevant to the plot? Like
it's no Sandlot, that's for sure.
I'm not going there because there's way too much to unpack with those movies.
Yeah,
maybe someday. No,
you mentioned the milk thing, and I kind of just spiraled.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Jose. Like yeah. No, they did him dirty. They did him dirty.
So really quickly, Badfish is saying, I'm gonna stand up for Luke even when he wasn't wants to go get some power converters. All right.
Oh, that was the height of his whininess. Go to the Tashi station and get some power converters. Like,
Big Bretta is saying, didn't know I was watching Uncivilized Scoundrels. Wow. Shout out to those folks over there. Danny Lee, sounds like Jose didn't get enough milk as a baby. Holy cow, this is a personal attack.
Wow.
Wow, Danny, I thought we were friends, man.
Let's move on from Star Wars and let's talk a little bit more Batman here. Jose, if you wouldn't mind, maybe you can help me with this video if you're able to find it. But
I have it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Jose's going to pull this up, but Jazz Inc. has updated what their Catwoman sculpts look like. First of all, Ty, I want to ask, have you seen this yet? And
yes.
We're going to watch the video here, but what do you think so far?
I watched because it came up in my YouTube feed, so I watched it there. And I got to say, like, I'm very, very impressed with this head sculpt that they're working on. Like, I think this will be the Catwoman figure to get, the Michelle Pfeiffer. I know there's a third party, but they're not going to hold a candle to this, And I'm just amazed as someone who's trying to learn how to paint, head sculpts and stuff like that. Like a 6 scale head sculpt, those eyes are tiny. They are really, really tiny. And to like the detail they have on this is incredible. Like, the work that the painter's doing, amazing. And the detail, like, because Yost is explaining, their process and how they're analyzing, from stills and from the movie to get the right thing. And that level of detail is amazing to me. And when he pointed out how people wanted a certain, that look from her, like, the meow, and how when you look at it from the side, it looks okay, but then when they looked head on, it was like, yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I was like, I never even thought about that, but it makes perfect sense. Like, you have to look at all the angles, because it might look good at one thing, but then you see it and it's like, nope, that looks goofy. So I trust them to give us a great product.
Wow. Okay.
All right. How do I show it? I have it ready to go.
If you wouldn't mind just hitting share
Present?
screen. Yeah, there you go. Present. Really quickly, I want to shout out to Jay, brother, cousins. What's up, family? Hit the like button. Jay, thank you so much for popping in here. And I think we definitely have to get you on here when your schedule permits. So
absolutely,
we will arrange that. But appreciate all the support, and yeah, thanks for popping in here. All right, so Jose, I'm going to share this here. Add to stage. Boom. All right, so you can go ahead and play it with or without sound, I guess.
Do you want the sound?
No sound necessary, but if you would, you've obviously watched the video. If you wouldn't mind, can you skip to the parts that you think are pertinent?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Well, this is important here. So the different SKUs. You guys can see it, right?
Yeah, we can.
Okay,
So
perfect.
They've got some basics and some ultimate DX versions.
Yes. So so it looks like each version is going to have a basic. So you can get the basic clean or the basic battle damaged. Then you can get an ultimate deluxe, which is, I guess, for each version. So you can get an ultimate deluxe for clean, an ultimate deluxe for battle damage. Again, the basic only comes with one head sculpt, the gloves, the whip, claws, and the stand, versus the DX is going to now be 3 sculpts. And it's going to have a little bit more accessories, and the diorama, the taser, and the cats. So Ultimate DX, I'm assuming he said the price is to be determined. I'm assuming it's probably going to be like in the $500 range.
Sounds right with all the stuff it's coming with.
I think that's probably where he's probably going to aim for. And then obviously then you have the Ultimate Deluxe 2-pack, which you'll get both DX versions. So it'd be the DX clean and the DX battle damaged. And you'll get apparently you're going to get 2 dioramas. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like they should have been different for this version. I don't know if that's something that maybe, we can inquire with him, because it's like if you're gonna get 2 of the same bases, if you're getting that 2-pack, I don't know if that really makes sense. But yeah, you're getting basically double of everything. But then you're getting 3 different sculpts for battle damage and clean. And let me try to show those here. So he does mention that he's the body is a custom body, based on the measurements of Michelle Pfeiffer during that era. So you see this here, which looks pretty good to me.
Making her cheeked up. My goodness.
Yeah. So we have that. He's showing the material. Oh no, they're going to show an ad. Sorry about that.
Oh geez, what is this?
It's an ad. They're showing.
Shout out to our sponsor, University of Phoenix. Promo code Uncanny Flex will get you the first month's tuition for. Okay.
Sorry about that, fellas. Okay, so right here is showing the material of the suit that they had. It looks like it's this material that they were trying out. They were trying to make sure that it was flexible enough. Because if you remember in the movie, like she was like they vacuum sealed her in that outfit.
I didn't know
really
that.
Hard. Yeah. So like
I didn't know that until he said it.
Yeah. So like it was really, really hard for her to move and breathe and do a lot of things. Which, if you see those behind the scenes videos of her like using her whip on those mannequins, it's like, man, how are you doing that? It's pretty insane, man. But here he's showing some of the renders, which looks really good. I love this one where she's like closed mouth and smiling. I think you see the likeness a lot there.
That looks terrific.
I'm not sure if I'm not sure I love the whole tongue look, but it's definitely scene specific. So you have that, and this is the battle damage. So we have the battle damage. So again, this is the first prototype that they painted to kind of give you a look. This is what would be included with just the standard. So it's just very kind of like the dead stare, very serious look. I wish they've already been updating again. This is some notes that they had to be updated, so they're working
Do
on
y'all like
that.
this amount of communication though, that he's really walking us through the process of getting it right? You guys appreciate that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that it's helpful, and then he's open to criticism if it's constructive. Obviously, I would be too. And one of the things that I was mentioning, even someone commented, and I agreed, is like that smiling closed mouth sculpt is actually not included. But people were saying like, hey, I think that one should be the one that you go with, because I think that the
Got it.
likeness on that one looks really, really good. So this is the diorama. This is where the magnets are going to be placed. And again, you'll get the two cats and the hell here. Um, background here with the lights from her apartment. So you see that. And this is what they've been working on. Looks really nice. He did mention uh, how they had used a leather corset here, but they didn't like it wasn't uh, flexible enough for what they were trying to do with the figure. So they ended up deciding to make a sculpted version, which looks really good.
Oh, interesting.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
And the
So
die
let's
cast
see.
claws, right?
Die-cast claws, and here's more 3D renders. So this is where they're talking about this sculpt that they made, which I think it looks really, really good. Also, might not be for everyone, because not everybody loves these, big expressions. But I can totally see her in that sculpt. I think that's the one that I see the most, Michelle Pfeiffer, and that sculpt. And again, I remember that scene very, very specifically where she makes that face. So like, and the hair looks good. Someone was getting shit on their group because they were like, I'm upset they're using Barbie hair. I don't know if you guys saw that, but
I did see that. That was how I saw this video, as someone was reposting
yeah.
it.
So I don't think it looks like Barbie hair. Personally, I think it looks pretty good, but different
They wanted
different
like
folks.
wool rooted hair. Was that the
Uh,
desire?
I don't know. All it said is just like, oh, I'm not gonna order it or something like that. It's just too bad that they're going with Barbie hair. I was like, but people were just like, yeah. But anyways,
It
this
looks
would be
fine there.
this would be the one sculpt that you get. Let's say you only order the single, just the $300 single version, standard version from them, the basic. This is what you would get, which has the open mouth. I'm not sure I love this version completely, to be honest. But you are getting this version if you just go with the basic battle damage.
Okay.
So that's what you would get.
I see the likeness there though. It looks good.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Oh, right there too. Yeah. I think I'm not. I don't love open mouth expressions personally. It's not my favorite, but sometimes they work. Like right there, it looks like she's like mid sentence or breathing.
Like you're waiting for her to speak.
Yeah.
I like it though. Look at the eyes though. Look at this detail. It's tiny.
And this is the okay. There's another battle damage sculpt, like the angry sculpt.
I don't think the hair looks bad.
Yeah, the hair looks perfectly fine, honestly. Like maybe over
I mean,
time
because
it'll
it's
fray
supposed to
like
be
that
all
Barbie hair, but
yeah, it's supposed to be disheveled. Like, what are you? You're gonna pay for rooted hair for this?
yeah, especially when we're talking about like all the things he wants to add, it feels like if he's doing wool rooted hair, which of course would require a lot more
That's unnecessary.
expertise. Yeah, it just feels like it just would jack the price up even that much more.
Yeah, unnecessarily. Like, what's the value you're gonna get? By adding rooted hair to a damaged Catwoman like this. It's not pristine.
All right, this sculpt is a little crazy.
Yeah.
She's having a moment there.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of that one, but they're
I like
trying
it.
something different.
Like I said,
like
it's different. Yeah, I do like it. Yeah, I mean, it's very scene specific as well. So it's that, like I said, I recall that moment specifically. When she's making that face and she's like crying and using her whip and all that. So
It looks good.
it's very scene specific. I don't know. I don't know if I got this version. I don't know if I would use that one specifically all the time, but it would be cool, especially to photograph it, in that specific scene. I think it'd be great, but I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we get there.
Go ahead.
Let's see if there's anything else interesting. I mean, so this is
did he say when the next update's coming out?
He did not. He said that the pre-orders he's thinking that they should go up by the end of September.
Okay. So upcoming here soon.
Yeah, so that's what you would get, the 3 sculpts that you'd get currently with the Battle Damage Deluxe.
With the Battle Damage Deluxe. Okay, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So again, you get a total. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the SKUs is a little bit confusing. The fact that they've got so many, but it is nice that they've got options too. So
yeah, so basically, there's a basic for clean battle damage. Then you have the deluxe for clean and battle damage, which each deluxe comes with 3 sculpts, 3 clean sculpts and 3 battle damage. And then there's the ultimate 2-pack, which comes with the 6 sculpts, and 2 bodies, I'm assuming. So 2 figures, 2 of everything. So basically,
and the diorama base.
And the diorama base, yes.
There's a corset.
That's the one that they changed it from. It looks like they were trying to do like a leather material, and they decided to go sculpted, so that way it would be more flexible for them to use, and be able to articulation and not hinder it.
It'll give them that look that they're looking for too, in the corset, because the real material is going to bend a certain way, and at 6 scale it might not look the way you want it to look, because it's shrunken down.
Yeah, absolutely. Damn. Okay. Well, it's looking good, honestly.
I do like the fact that he said that if you get the 2-pack, you'll get a discount by buying the clean and battle damage at the same time. Because a lot of times, people bundle, it seems to be the way to bundle stuff together now, and you don't get a discount for a bundle. Like, back in my day, when you bought a bundle, they actually discounted the bundle. Like you were getting, more for less money. Now it's just like, oh, just buy the bundle. And like, well, I'm just buying both of them. Yeah, you're not giving me any kind of break on this. So at least he's doing it.
It's smart. It's a smart business move, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, Jose, thank you for sharing this video. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what Ty was referring to in terms of this very scene-specific shot that they were trying to get the meow look. So they were trying to compare it with, the scene-specific shot, and once they placed it on the body, it looked kind of funny.
Yeah,
just, straight on.
It's cool to get more insight into how the artistry is and how they, you're translating something from a 2D image into 3D sculpt, and it's an interesting concept.
So they ended up trying here. It looks like they ended up trying a few moments after the meow, still clenched teeth here. And that kind of gives you pre-orders open last week of September. That's their goal right now.
September. Okay.
Dang.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Jazz Inc. for trying to do something innovative here, for sure. I could already see Big Bretta being like, "What's innovative about that?" But the fact that they're not just sticking in their vehicle world, that they're going down to do another figure is great. So
that suit,
more competition,
if
the better.
That works. Like the materials they're using. That could be something maybe Hot Toys will look into, to that kind of material that can crease but also does not inhibit the articulation. That it looks good but still it won't hurt. You can actually pose the figures.
I'm sure Hot Toys is watching. People say, Hot Toys doesn't care. They maybe don't, they're not afraid, but they're always watching what the community's doing, what other companies are doing, and taking inspiration and having opportunities to, borrow or steal ideas. So
that's what a great,
that.
I heard that this week, that's what a great artist does, is like, look at what's going on and stealing great ideas, because
why not?
What's wrong with that? Like, hey, they're doing something great over there. We should do that. Apple does that.
Of course. Yeah.
Good businesses will do it.
Sometimes they're like 3 generations behind even implementing an idea that an Android has had, but they just do it so well.
Well, that's the thing is they take their time. They don't just like throw it out there. It's look at an idea and say, oh, that's a great idea, but why don't we make sure it works right before we release it?
Yep.
That's the only difference. So they're never first doing anything. They just do it better when they finally do it.
That's right. That's well put. So guys, with that, that's all the figures that we had to talk about today. Appreciate everyone in the chat joining us. Appreciate our guest Jose G, and as always, Ty, appreciate you, man, for taking the time to do this podcast. Anything that you guys want to plug?
Go ahead, Ty.
I was just gonna say I appreciate, you, Jose, you, Marco, everyone who showed up at our alternate time here, and this really has helped me, since we started doing it. This is like fantastic, and looking forward to next week.
Heck yeah. Next week we'll be doing our giveaway, so make sure that you're staying tuned to all our social medias, and so you can see the time that we're going to do the giveaway, and make sure that you're following all the rules that we laid out earlier. And hit the like button on the way out. Jazzy saying, have a good day, everyone. Jazzy, appreciate you joining today. And Jose, you were going to plug something before we take off?
Yeah. I'm supposed to be for sure on the Bugle 6 with Brick on Monday. I believe that's
Awesome.
like 6 p.m. Pacific. I think like 8 Central. So I should be with Brick. I'm trying to make Sunday with the movie canon if I can. So you might catch me on there. If not, for sure Monday. So
Heck yeah. Okay. Very good.
And I think
definitely
Shane might be coming back as well on Monday. I'm not sure. He said he may be. So the Hope Show might come back on Monday.
For a long time.
Yeah. I think he might be back this Monday. If I can make it, I'll try to be there as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, definitely, check those out. Shout out to Brick. Shout out to 1/6 Figure Focus. Shout out Jose Plus. And everyone have a good rest of your weekend. Appreciate y'all.
Somebody fine. She wasn't it. You got me there.
How you feeling, man? Pretty lucky. Say what? I'm fine. I'm pretty bad.
What?
Well, yeah, I'm good. How are you?